So I seen it say 13:14 on the clock when I showed the dog, look, it says 13:14. And I showed him some shorts like people bursting trampolines or something like that anyway, right? So if you don't mind, if you did lose the money, because sure, you can carry more, son, but subconsciously, as a part that took 2 days to get back, he just went back to the bookies, Wolves to win 90 minutes. Then I was going to go on to read the paper, which is, well, on the front page it says if Tesco's are getting it tight, right? If Tesco's are getting it tight, but if it just says shops in general where there's a picture of the boy with a knife in his hand and a balaclava or something like that. And I was going to read that then. Theft, gangs, exploit, weak links between retailers and police. But like I thought like the shops are definitely, for a point in the summer, I says, they're like some police themselves. Like people need shops and people need a lot of beer and things like that. And if they're like being funny about selling beer anyway. Insult to shoppers and retail workers. I want those who break the law in our stores brought to book. So that sounds like I'm getting along with the store clerk. Nobody's really getting along with me while I'm reading this. The call comes amid concern about shoplifters becoming more fearless because of failures by overstretched police forces to take action. So to take action for you, to show up like instantly, like for you in that, they're actually really quite rude when they don't even say anything in that. Richard English, who runs 3 cooperative stores in Hampshire, and say between the officers to investigate the theft was about £200. Now it's clear to see on the CCTV offender's face and the full name in that. And Waitrose turned and distinguished 3 cups of tea on duty to offer delished 3 cups of tea to officers. Press Dexter thieves in that. Denter thieves. Prolific offender Josh James, 33, was caught. So pretty much that worked out like it looked like it says he went into the bookies, right? They says we've got pot noodles and everything, right? And then he's called Josh James, 33, was caught and jailed after he lunged a knife at a Tesco worker who wrestled stolen goods off him in Bristol last year. Well, anyway, that's my discussion while it sounded like I was slavering. And Mr. Murphy Pictured, who overtook Tesco's boss, 2020 has called for stronger links between stores and police forces to boost convictions. Writing in the Mail on Sunday, he said, gangs take advantage of the fact that we don't share enough information. Last year, the government adopted existing laws against violence and... Right. So maybe at the same time, they've adopted existing laws. They just do like whatever they want all the time. I feel like they've just added another law when I've said just kick on their window, right? Like that shows that you don't care, you don't love, you don't care and things like that. Love is a thing that you could take care of in that, eh? And if you don't care, then why did they go ahead and just like add existing laws? Aggravating fact, you said that. Oh my God, I've just clearly said what I think that. Again, if you don't love, you don't care, you kick on the window and you show that, and that's all you need to do. The next steps will be taken by Jesus Christ and like to say, no, he says he doesn't care, he doesn't love. Need to go further in Scotland and make abuse of violence towards retail workers an offence in itself. So I'm not trying to abuse retail workers, right? I says that you're being much too pally with like people that you think like maybe waxy, like vomity, like feeling, right? You said, oh yeah, I really like this person and that, eh? And I'm not saying that I'm not gonna like, fantastic, waxy, vomity feeling, I don't know, I'm a waxy, vomity person, I don't know, but to tell the truth, this is what's happened, isn't it? He said, attacks have heartbreaking impact on staff and their families. Paddy Laws and Shop Workers Union USDA said a survey, maybe I'm going to... They said their families, right? Then I'm not trying to make us sound like skint or that, eh? I'm trying to make us sound like, well, where did the money come from, right? Then people would be in the woods, like they would be in the woods, right? And they're looking to get into your shop and that, eh? But if you left them in the woods and said, "Oh, they nicky him all the time," well, that's not really working either, is it? Then we'll just call it that. But I felt like we'll quickly read about terrorist and murder plot worked at supermarket. Right. So he was called Kalashnikov. No, Kassir Shafi. Worked on the 9/11 attacks. So that was honestly exactly like a few days ago was exactly September 11th, right? And maybe this is an important paper, the 4th of September. Maybe we'll just leave that. Shall I read that? Right. A terrorist convicted in the UK and US was reported to be able to work at supermarkets. Right, that's interesting. So he did like 7 virgins in an airplane on that, eh? In the UK, the Sun reported, Shafi is believed to have been released halfway through his sentence on licence in 2015. And well, he's been released at that point. Right, we'll just leave it like that. He's been released at that point. So he's working in a supermarket. That's all they've said as well. I mean, he's been released. Then my last discussion was not that boy saves dying mum with a 999 call. I don't think, right, he thinks he's going to get himself into maybe say, right, Amber Heard, right, and Amber Heard went to the wrong street in that, it's honestly about 500 yards away, but they went, no, oh heavens, no, you've gone to the wrong street in that, and they mean it, and they honestly mean it. I know where I stay, and they honestly mean it. You went to the wrong street. And then right, so if schools are crumbling, it just looks like to me, right, they're probably talking about some politician, what's his name, Kofi Annan. Kofi Annan, I'm seeing Kofi Annan, I'm seeing politicians like that. Schools are crumbling. Coffee and Annan bread. And then, so pretty much, that's my discussion. Apart from he looked like too much to talk about. Liam Coleman, he's gone to Disneyland, is he? It says he used to hate going hiking with his parents when he was a wee bairn, but now he loves it. On the next page, he looks like probably my discussion about the Free Lions are better than the Hibernian because they honestly take on Africa like, come on. And in the Hibernian, they can take on Africa or they can take it on. And that's what we want. That's what we honestly want. We want to know if the Hibernian could take off on Africa, not the Free Lions, to tell the truth on that,